problems we face together is the result of a lack of understanding due to psychological conditioning. This process took many decades to become normalized and accepted by the public. This video will explain the underlying factors and offer some solutions to work towards a remedy. A lot of people are overwhelmed at times with the challenges that come at us head-on in life. Many of us forget that we are spirits in this human experience. As spirits, we are perfect in every way. As humans, not so much. There are too many things we can do without in a perfect soul society. Our lives are just a fragment of the infinite universe we are a part of. We are like grains of sand in a sea of energy that we cannot see to believe. Our senses have been numbed so much that the only thing we can go by is what the eyes can see. Poverty is everywhere we look, and instead of working together as a society of loving spirits, we support war that furthers the suffering for those affected by poverty. Starvation is a serious issue that most of us are aware of, and yet we allow criminals to take so much from us to support their own agendas that there is little left to do away with starvation. War is literally taking the lives of people who have nothing to gain by going to war. Death and destruction isn't the reason why we're here, and yet we fall in line and support the very system that promotes death and destruction. History can teach us so much if we care enough to learn. The lessons of the past involve enough suffering from so many people who have died prematurely. They spilled so much of their blood for the rest of us to know without a doubt that we should never support war, but we still do. Why hasn't anyone thought to stop this madness, you ask? Individual spirits have come here in the form of flesh to warn us of our own demise, and they were quickly silenced and sent back to the afterlife. The world we are in right now is run by a union of criminals posing as world leaders, oligarchs ruling a kingdom of pain and suffering. You may say, we didn't choose this, but by supporting a system designed for those who did and do, we had our part in this creation. If we dig into the toolbox of life, we will find things that are very useful to fix the problems we think cannot be fixed. We become angry and say things like, that will never change, as we move on and accept more suffering. How much more pain do we need before we all come together as a society of spirits and say, enough? And why do we give in to ego and allow such horrible behavior to continue? If we use some of the tools we have available to us, we would see that God isn't the one allowing this much suffering in our world. The world we have right now is the one we have created together. We are spirits who have chosen to partake in this version of reality. We choose this life of turmoil. When we collectively want something different, we will choose something else. The powers who are in control and are steering us into the darkness know their time is short. They're trying to make sure we never awaken to realize our power in numbers. They use our basic necessities as weapons against us. So how do we fight back against such a cunning and powerful enemy? Knowledge becomes very powerful when understood and applied. This easy-to-read book has so much researched information all in one place. Most of the legwork has already been done to awaken your spirit to the power of the mind. The mind is the operating system that controls what we think, do, and believe. The security vulnerabilities of this remarkable software has a lot to do with why we create our own suffering. Down in a Hole, a handbook for life mastery by Shahryar Sadree.